Hi, welcome to Gemstone Tarot weekend reading, and I don't know if I have any device that can tell me when it is. Oh, here we are, 4th and the 5th of April 2025. No, 2026. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay, so I'm making this on Good Friday, so happy Easter to everybody. And what are you doing for Easter? I haven't bought the boy an egg this year. I know, we have had the big birthday. We have. It was a big success. It all went off really well. So even though it took me down planning it, and I have to say it did take me down, it's like, I actually am not. I should not do that sort of thing very often, but luckily you don't do it very often. But it went really, really well. Went off really, really well. All appropriate things happened. Okay, let's take some cards. Let's see what the energy is, itchy nose. For this Easter weekend, the monthlies are creeping out slowly because my voice is not yet very strong. So, it is what it is. Right, we are not... Hopefully there's a description thingy, there's a thing in the description box to see the monthlies. There should be. Okay. We're not doing reversals because we don't need to for some reason. We're using the Norse Tarot, which I just love the Norse Tarot. It's so utterly beautiful. I've lost the box, so I don't know who it's by, which is a shame actually. Okay, oof, this one. We kick off with overall energy. That's a nice Easter weekend vibe, isn't it? Let's go out. We'll take the big stick. You wear a cloak, I wear a cloak. It'll be snowy. But there's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is 5. See, this is why I get maths face. I'm like, 5 coins. How many beans make 5? I can just about answer it. So this is our look. Okay, this is our look. I know, straight from the hip. A little bit of, I mean, when it's Mercury in Taurus, and in this particular instance, I'm getting a little bit of, you know, and I haven't really done this very often because, you know, I live in the UK, but if you have ever been in a sort of a blizzard or a snowstorm and you get a bit of snow blindness where everything's just white and you're dazzled. I think you can get it if you went skiing, but I've never done that. But you know what I mean? So there's this feeling here of we don't know what we're walking into, but we're damned if we're not going to move forwards. That's always the 5 of Pentacles. You know, you've got the one in the Rider-Waite where there's 2 very broken people. You have the lighted church window, which is always a thing. And interesting in the Norse Tarot, they don't have an object. Normally there's an object of security. So in the Greek tarot, in the mythic tarot, you will see the king and he's dressed in this scraggy coat sort of thing. And he's moving away from a house that has 5 pentacles stuck on the outside. And that is a nod to the Rider-Waite, which has 5 pentacles in the church window. And it's supposed to be a golden handcuffs kind of a thing, you know, where you're like, I realise there is warmth and there is security in taking the easy path, but I'm not taking it. I am big stick, you know, blundering into the snow. But in this one, there is nothing to guide you. Nothing either positive, negative, or otherwise. It's like, and we've talked about this for the past few days, you don't have the answers. And what I'm getting in my mind is the known unknown. I love the concept of the known unknown. I mean, like, if you looked at it in a meta-language way, it's kind of tautological and a bit like, is that a bit of a word play? But the known unknown. You have your known unknowns. You might want to just meditate on that phrase, the known unknown, okay? Then we have, let me put my expensive readers on, hang on. See, that's interesting. 1, 2, 3. 3 of Swords, but in a very different... Because 3 of Swords is often, and we had it yesterday, I think, The heart, static. It's quite static. But this one is quite active. So this is a tip for you tarot readers as well. Read for the deck you're reading with. Because the person who created the deck had a vibe when they made the card. So the Three of Swords here, there is somebody being seen off. Somebody that's almost saying goodbye, be careful, take care. And they're off to fight. So there's something here about old battles, and it could be a mental battle as well, because the swords are intellectual air. So the next card we have next to it, which is very welcome at this point, and notice with the sword cards you're getting this sort of pale blue colour, which is very much associated with swords and with the sword suit. In most, most tarot will have, probably not the Rider-Waite, but most tarot will have this. I know, like the Mythic Tarot again has the swords all with these mountains and ice, and then this blue in the background. Ace of Swords is that you will get a download or a aha moment, or whatever you want to call it, where you're like, you move from the known unknown into the known. I love this. Please do hype this video if it's hitting the spot. And I can tell you now, not being arrogant, or maybe I am, I can feel it hitting the spot, and I haven't even uploaded it yet. Sometimes it just hits that way, doesn't it? Then we get, of course we do, because here he is, the King of Swords. And very often the King of Swords pops up and he's not massively welcome. You're like, he can be a bit of a stickler for the rules. He can be very intellectual and sharp and devoid of feeling abilities, that sort of thing. But I don't get that with this, because we're a very sword orientated reading here. And he is in control of the sword because he's the king. He's risen the ranks. So it's mastery of your thoughts, mastery of rationale. This is not, although the next card we have is the Princess of Cups, which is like the Page of Cups, and a very, very beautiful, and it's so peaceful. Isn't that so peaceful? So there are feelings emerging, but they're not the main character energy for this reading. The main character energy for this reading is overcoming difficulties, hopefully, like we don't even know, but having these known unknowns, going forward anyway, moving into the void, because as you move into the void you create something, which is a very Two of Swords thing actually, which we don't have here. And then Three of Swords, fighting whatever fight needs to be fought, fighting the good fight, maybe with words, maybe with, if you're drafting a stiffly worded letter to somebody, a company or whatever, you clarify it. Maybe if you're doing some writing, you edit it. This is you editing stuff for a better result. And then here, this chap, this very mustachioed individual, is the Ten of Wands. This is a very beautiful deck, isn't it? Every time I use it, I sort of realise, I mean, look at the steps. I don't know if there's a lot of steps like this in the UK, in very old villages and towns, where people have stepped on them so much that they create this hammock in the stone. And you know me, I love a bit of brick, I love stone, and I love wear and tear on old buildings. I think it's because I've got a moon in Capricorn. So we have this bowing of the stone, and I feel like we can speak of that as lived experience, and you're kind of at a stage where you're okay to let go of something that has held you back or burdened you down. And that's what the 10 is, reaching the zenith, reaching the moment of, it's okay to know what I know, it's okay to not have the answers to that, and it's okay to drop the mental load. And I would also say, with the addition of the Princess of Cups, that it's okay to feel. That's a lot, isn't it? let me know how it resonates. Do hype the video if it did resonate. It really helps them get out to YouTube and the old algorithm and all that jazz. And I will see you on the next one. Namaste.